Hey guys, how's it going? It's your boy MKS here, back in another video. Hope everyone's well wherever you are. I love uploading videos, so I hope you will enjoy watching these videos as much as I enjoy making them. And as ever, I'd love to hear your thoughts. Um, with a follow-on from what I talked about earlier in my last video about Celtic and what I think the objectives should be, especially for this season. And basically in the future, I think Celtic's objectives should be to win as many trophies as possible, of course, and probably prioritise domestic trophies, because I think at Celtic's level that is probably the level of Celtic at the moment. But they could perhaps win a Europa League under Big Ange, as we call him. But anyway, back to Italian football, Serie A, especially, and what I think the objectives should be. I feel that the one thing that Italian teams and whoever runs the Italian FA, Italian football authorities, should do is perhaps work together to, amongst other things, encourage investment into Italian football in the best ways possible. Obviously legally, but looking at what international means or rights they could have, like what tax exemptions they're allowed to bestow upon, if you like, or give to basically big companies like Arabian oil companies. I wonder if there would be if there could be like Arabian oil, which is like all the Arabic countries that produce oil coming together, and one of the things they could do is invest in Italian football as well as Celtic. But yeah, I'd love to see as much investment as possible, and I think it'd be great if the Italian football authorities got their act together and looked at the best possible ways to bring in investment. Secondly, I think that the idea to have this investment would be to hopefully ultimately win as many trophies as possible and hopefully become the most successful country. I think my goal would be, or my objective, or whatever would be, aim, goal, objective, whatever you want to call it, or even dream, would be to see Italian football, Serie A, the Italian league, and basically become number one again, and basically to win the most trophies, which is what's most important to me. So I would love to see Italian teams win the most trophies between them, like Europa League, Conference League, and Champions League collectively, and even the World Club Cup or Super Cups, to be known as officially the top league in Europe, or if not the world. I suppose European teams mostly have the most money, so then generally speaking, I think the most successful, arguably, I'm not 100% sure, but I think some of the South American teams might be able to be just as successful, if not more. But anyway, I'd love for Italian football to be as successful as possible and to win as many trophies as possible. I think having the money to buy even better players, but also developing youth, like the infrastructures, like academies and things like that, would be awesome too. So I hope to promote Italian football around the world. But as I say, my objective would be to see Italian teams winning as many trophies as possible. And if this season, by some miracle, an Italian team can win like we did last season, at least it was a Conference League. It wasn't one of the big trophies, but it was at least a trophy with Roma. But I'd love to see an Italian team win a Conference League at least, if not a Europa League, or even better, a Champions League, which will hope to go into the World Club Cup as well, and hopefully, as well as helping financially with the prize money and stuff like that, hopefully would help the club. One of the things I was thinking, like F.F.P, which stands for Financial Fair Play, I think it'd be great if Italian teams could bypass that, and maybe even Celtic could bypass that in the future through things like promising to try and tackle corruption and all sorts of crime. Excuse me, to tackle crime and corruption and other such issues like poverty and things like that through football. So like football for good, and maybe like the prize money, if wealthy investors invest into Italian football, the prize money they get for winning, hopefully, like the Conference League or the Europa League or even the Champions League or even the World Club Cup, hopefully if there's a lot of prize money, they could donate that to charity, and hopefully I think that'd be great if UEFA and FIFA got together and enabled more investment in Italian football, which hopefully would be good for football generally, especially if especially if it meant Italian football teams were like tackling these problems through football, like football for good, which hopefully will help football to look better generally, as well as Italian football, and it would hopefully improve FIFA and UEFA's PR as well as football generally. Like people get who are becoming disillusioned with the sport. Hopefully, we'll see that there's a lot good that can be done through football. And as someone who's, I was going to say romantic, I'm not really romantic, but I'm an idealist, I suppose, and a bit of a dreamer. I would love to see an Italian team, possibly Roma, because their nicknames are the Giallorossi, if I pronounce that right. As I often say, I only support Italy for football, so I don't really speak much Italian. But Giallorossi, which I think means red, and yellows, which is their kit. I think, I suppose, if I've not got that wrong, please correct me, any Roma fans, if you watch this video, if I've got that wrong. But yeah, and because that's their nickname, or one of the nicknames, and the Galacticos were a side where Real Madrid, at a time when Real Madrid had like all these superstar players, and I'd love to see Roma, perhaps, or any Italian team, but it's probably Roma, as they call the Giallorossi. I think it'd be great if they could be like the Giallorossi Galacticos. So they would be the new Galacticos, hopefully, and have like loads of star players. I'd love to be able to see them have players like Messi, Ronaldo, Mbappe, Haaland, however you pronounce the name, and all the top players like Kante, and probably younger players as well, coming up and coming players like Mbappe and Haaland, players like that, playing for Roma, and also possibly called Thibaut Courtois, if I pronounce the name right, Courtois. I'm sorry about my pronunciation, but yeah, see like the top goalkeepers. Like, I think it'd be great if Roma could be like the Galacticos, but also good in goal, also have a good goalkeeper and a good defence. Because one of the criticisms that Real Madrid had was they had all these good attacking superstars, but as a team, they didn't always play together for each other. So that's another thing: playing for the shirt, playing for each other, and always putting in 100% and putting the team first. I think those would be great ethos, or whatever, how you pronounce it. But also, as they having a good goalkeeper and a good defence, which is what the Galacticos arguably did not have. They sacrificed all that to have just attacking players. So I think it'd be great if they were good in all areas of the field, of the pitch. So basically, as I say, I would love to see Italian teams have as much investment as possible, and that investment to translate into success in European and international competitions. And hopefully, Italy will become the #1 league as soon as possible. But yeah, I don't know how far we are behind La Liga, Spain's La Liga, in terms of trophies won, or even the EPL, English Premier League. But hopefully we can catch them up and maybe even start dominating like the EPL has done more recently, or even Spanish football before that. So yeah, I think that covers everything for now, and I am out. Peace and out.